Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a BTS fan, especially a Jimin stan, you absolutely need to watch this video until the end, because I have information that will literally give you goosebumps, and you won't believe it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you don't miss any latest updates about BTS and Jimin. So guys, the Korean music industry is absolutely buzzing right now in December 2025. Why? Because there's been a shocking statement from one of the producers directly involved in creating BTS's comeback album that's scheduled to release in spring 2026. And you know what? This statement is specifically about Jimin's vocals, and trust me, this is not your average news. In an exclusive interview conducted in mid-December, this renowned producer, who requested to remain anonymous to maintain the project's confidentiality, dropped a bombshell that left everyone stunned. He said, and I quote, "Jimin's vocals this time are truly different." But wait, this isn't just slightly different, you guys. This producer even said this is the most significant transformation he has ever witnessed in his career as a music producer spanning over 15 years. Imagine that, 15 years working with various top artists worldwide, and Jimin's vocals on this album are what left him completely speechless. Immediately, this statement went viral everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Weverse. Every social media platform was flooded with hashtags about Jimin and BTS's 2026 album. Armies from all over the world started speculating, incredibly curious about what exactly has changed in Jimin's vocals. I mean, we all know Jimin has been an extraordinary vocalist since BTS debuted in 2013. But according to this producer, what Jimin showcased in the recording studio this time is next level, even surpassing the highest expectations from the production team, who are used to working with world-class artists. Now, before we dive deeper into Jimin's vocal transformation, you need to understand the background. Recording for this BTS comeback album started in July 2025, right after all 7 members completed their military service on June 11, 2025. RM previously mentioned that this album would reflect the thoughts and ideas of each member with the mindset of when they first debuted, but with much richer maturity and life experience. And interestingly, the recording process that usually takes months for a group as big as BTS was completed with astounding efficiency. You know why it was so fast? According to several sources from inside Big Hit Music, one of the main reasons is the thorough preparation done by each member, especially Jimin. Reportedly, Jimin had been preparing his vocal techniques and mentality way ahead of time, even before they finished military service. This shows an absolutely crazy level of dedication. What makes this producer's statement even more interesting is when we flash back to the past, Jimin himself has openly said he wasn't satisfied with his own vocals. In various interviews and behind-the-scenes content, Jimin often mentioned that he found it difficult to be satisfied with the sound he produced. He once said that songs requiring a lot of vocal technique felt difficult to master and heavy to sing live. Jimin's perfectionism regarding performance, both dance and vocals, has become common knowledge among fans. This was even documented in the Burn the Stage series released in 2018. Other BTS members often share stories about how Jimin would practice for hours until late at night to ensure every detail of his performance was perfect. Now, let's break down what exactly made this producer say Jimin's vocals are truly different. According to the producer, the vocal transformation he witnessed in Jimin isn't just about technique or the ability to hit certain notes. It's more than that. This is about emotional maturity and confidence that radiates from every line Jimin sings. The producer shared that when he first heard Jimin record his vocal parts for one of the tracks on the new album, guess what happened? The entire room went silent. Even the sound engineer who had worked in the music industry for decades stopped what he was doing and just focused on listening. Guys, this isn't an exaggeration. This is real testimony from someone who was there. There was something different, something that's even difficult to explain with technical words. Jimin no longer sounds like he's trying to prove something or chasing certain standards. Now he sounds like someone who has found his true voice, a voice that's natural yet powerful, soft yet full of deep emotion. Now, what's most mind-blowing about Jimin's vocal recordings this time is how he combines various vocal techniques that previously seemed impossible to merge in one song. The producer explained that in one of the tracks that will be the album's highlight, Jimin uses a combination of ethereal falsetto, masculine and powerful growling, vocal fry that adds texture, and sustained notes in the higher register that are stable without sounding strained or forced. And what's even more amazing, the transitions between these techniques happen so smoothly and naturally, as if it's the easiest thing in the world, when in reality this requires extremely high vocal control and deep understanding of his own vocal instrument. Can you guys imagine how difficult it is to combine all those techniques in one song? For those who aren't too familiar with vocals, let me explain. Falsetto is a high voice that's light and airy, growling is a rough and powerful sound, vocal fry is a technique that creates a crackling sound in the lower register, and sustained notes means holding high notes for an extended time. Each of these techniques is already challenging on its own, let alone combining them in one performance with smooth transitions. That's next-level mastery. The producer also revealed another interesting thing. Jimin now has a new approach to lyric interpretation. If before he tended to follow the producer's direction and provide several variations to choose from, now Jimin comes to the studio with a crystal-clear vision of how he wants every word, every sentence, every emotion to be delivered. There were long discussions between Jimin and the production team about the emotional nuances of every part of a song, about when to hold back and when to let go of all the emotions. The producer even said the level of artistic maturity that Jimin displays is very rare to find even amongst senior singers who have been in their careers for decades. He's not just singing the song, but truly living in the song, making everyone who listens feel every single emotion that he's feeling. This isn't just technique, guys, this is art in its purest form. The big question now is, how could such a drastic change occur? Well, according to sources close to Jimin, during military service, he never stopped thinking about music and how he could grow as an artist. Although conditions during military service didn't allow for intensive vocal training as usual, Jimin used that time for deep reflection about his identity as a singer and performer. He listened to various music genres extensively, studying how his favorite singers deliver emotions through their vocals, and most importantly, he learned to accept and love his own voice as it is, instead of constantly comparing it to certain standards or other singers. This is huge, guys! All this time, Jimin has been known as a perfectionist and often dissatisfied with his own results, but now he's found peace with his voice, and that confidence shows in his album recordings. Jungkook, who is also part of BTS's vocal line and known as the main vocalist with excellent technical abilities, mentioned in a live broadcast in November that he's learning a lot from the way Jimin approaches vocals lately. He said there's something about the way Jimin sings that makes the song feel more personal and touching. V, another vocal line member known for his unique baritone voice, also commented that the vocal chemistry between him and Jimin on the new album creates harmony that they've never created before. Even Jin, the eldest member who is often praised for his vocal stability in live performances, admitted that hearing Jimin's vocal recordings motivated him to push himself even further. Can you imagine? Fellow members who are equally talented are amazed and inspired by Jimin's transformation. This speaks volumes about how significant this transformation really is. What makes the anticipation for this album even higher is the fact that Jimin will take more prominent vocal parts compared to previous BTS albums. As a lead vocalist, Jimin has always had significant parts, but this time the producer indicates that several tracks will heavily feature Jimin's vocals, with arrangements specifically designed to showcase the unique strengths of his voice. There are rumors circulating among industry insiders that one of the songs on this album will feature Jimin in an extended solo section that will become a defining moment, not only for this album, but potentially for the entire BTS discography. Can you imagine, guys? A moment that will be remembered forever in BTS history, and it will be featuring Jimin's vocals. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Jimin's vocal transformation also cannot be separated from his evolution as a dancer and overall performer. Jimin, who is a top graduate from Busan High School of Arts majoring in modern dance, and has been winning the Best Male Dancer title for 7 consecutive years from 2019 to 2025, has always had a deep understanding of how movement and music relate to each other. The producer explained that in discussions about how the songs will be performed live later, Jimin already has a clear visualization of how he'll integrate vocals and dance, ensuring that although the choreography will be intense and demanding as usual, his vocals will remain stable and clear. This shows such a sophisticated level of professionalism and planning. Remember, BTS has planned to do a world tour with around 65 shows, including more than 30 concerts in North America alone. That's insane. Another super interesting aspect of Jimin's vocal recordings on the 2026 album is how he managed to maintain his unique signature vocal color, which is often described as being able to sound both feminine and masculine depending on the song's context, while exploring new territories in terms of range and expression. Vocal coaches and music critics who have analyzed Jimin's voice always praise his unique timbre that's instantly recognizable. And according to the producer, that quality didn't disappear in this evolution, it actually became more refined and controlled. Jimin knows when to use the airy quality in his voice to create intimacy, when to use chest voice for power, and when to use mixed voice for flexibility, and all these decisions are made with high musical intelligence. This is the mark of a true artist who really understands his instrument. The producer also mentioned Jimin's work ethic in the studio, which he finds inspirational even for experienced professionals. Jimin is known to ask to re-record his parts multiple times, not because there's anything technically wrong, but because he feels his emotional delivery could be better. There was one instance where Jimin recorded one line 15 times, and every take was technically perfect, but he kept searching for the right emotional nuance that he envisioned. The take that was finally chosen, according to the producer, was the most honest and vulnerable, and that's what makes music truly memorable, not just technical perfection, but emotional authenticity. Guys, this is what separates good artists from great artists. Jimin isn't satisfied with being technically correct. He wants to be emotionally true, and that dedication is just beautiful. With the album already completed in recording and dance practice that started on December 19th, 2025, anticipation for BTS's comeback in spring 2026 has reached unprecedented levels. The producer's statement about Jimin's vocals being truly different this time only adds to the excitement and curiosity of millions of fans worldwide who have been waiting almost 4 years for a full group BTS comeback. If what the producer said is any indication of the overall album quality, then the music world is preparing to witness one of the most impactful comebacks in K-pop history, with Jimin and his vocal transformation becoming one of the main highlights that will be talked about and analyzed by fans, critics, and industry professionals for years to come. Guys, I personally cannot wait to hear this album. Jimin's journey as a vocalist has always been inspiring, from someone who joined BTS as the last member with the shortest training period of only 6 months, to becoming a lead vocalist recognized worldwide for his unique tone and emotional delivery, and now reaching this new level of artistry. It's just incredible. Think about it. Jimin debuted as main dancer and lead vocalist, taking on dual roles that demand excellence in both fields. He's won Best Male Dancer 7 years in a row, and now he's also elevating his vocal game to unprecedented heights. Some people might be great dancers, some people might be great singers, but to excel at both at the highest level, that's extremely rare. And what makes it even more special is Jimin's humility throughout this journey. Despite all the achievements and praises, he remains humble and is always striving to be better. He's never satisfied, always looking for ways to improve, always putting in extra hours of practice. That kind of dedication and work ethic is what makes legends. For those of you who might be new to BTS or specifically to Jimin, let me give you some context. Jimin as a vocalist has always been praised for his unique qualities. He's a tenor, which is the highest male voice type, and he has excellent control over his falsetto and high notes. His vocal color is very distinctive, sometimes described as having both feminine delicacy and masculine power. He can do vocal fry like Britney Spears, growling that adds thrilling duality and seamless transitions between different registers. But despite all these abilities, Jimin has been open about his struggles with vocal satisfaction. He's mentioned multiple times how difficult it is to be satisfied with his own voice, how technically demanding songs feel heavy to sing live. This vulnerability and honesty actually made fans love him even more, because it shows he's human, he has insecurities just like us, despite being incredibly talented. So hearing now from a professional producer with 15 years of experience that Jimin's vocals have transformed to this degree, that he's found his true voice, that he's performing with confidence and emotional maturity that's rare even among veteran singers, it's just so fulfilling to hear. It feels like watching someone you care about finally realizing their full potential and being at peace with themselves. The timing of this transformation is also perfect. BTS is coming back after almost 4 years of waiting, after all members completed their military service, after they've had time to grow individually and reflect on their artistry. They're coming back not as the same BTS that went on hiatus, but as evolved, matured artists with so much more to say and express through their music. And with a world tour planned with approximately 65 shows, fans around the world will get to witness this new Jimin live. Can you imagine being at one of those concerts and hearing Jimin's transformed vocals in person? The energy, the emotion, the raw talent? I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. So guys, that's all the information I have for now about the producer's revelation regarding Jimin's vocals on the BTS 2026 album. I know I said this was going to be mind-blowing, and I hope I delivered. If you're excited about this news, please smash that like button, leave a comment telling me what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. What are your predictions about the album? What kind of vocal performance from Jimin are you most excited to hear? Do you think this will be BTS's best album yet? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your thoughts and discussing with fellow ARMYs. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more updates. And I'll see you in the next video. Borahi.